Sure.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my show, Learning from Life Experiences. And today, after I think, gap of a couple of months, I'm back in front of you. And with me, I have a young, dashing, and energetic girl, Rajvi Chandna. She's from Yamuna. I don't know how many of you have heard about this place. Yamuna is a industrial town very close to Ambala, which is a big military station. And one very big achievement, I would say, which we can say about Rajvi is that at a young age, where the other students or the other youngsters of age are, studying and cramming books and trying to learn physics, chemistry, and maths, and attending tuition classes and running in the race to crack the NEET or JEE. She has taken the best advantage of the situation which was created by the pandemic, which we all faced last year. And she is now a entrepreneur. She's got her own podcast. She's now got her own company, and she's doing to a lot of things, which I also could not ever have thought about. So now I'll not take too much of time. I'll ask Rajvi herself to tell us about, firstly, what exactly is she doing, and thereafter, if she can tell us how she got into this field. Yeah, Rajvi, can you just tell our audience about yourself?
Firstly, thank you so much, sir, for having me here. It is an honor talking to you. It is a matter of pride for me. And secondly, talking about how I got here, pandemic hit me hard. I had to come back from UK, left my studies in the middle, had no clue whether my board exams would happen or not. How will I be graded? Will I get a chance to go to a good university? And in that lockdown, a lot of mishappenings happened. I lost my grandfather. There were a lot of negativity around. And that's the time I realized that it is not okay to just sit around and think about the bad things that are happening. You need to stand up. You need to think about that after every bad day, there's going to be a good day finally. And you have to fetch for that good day. And that is when I started my Instagram handle along with my friend, and that's under the name of Astral Cognition. So we aimed to teach people about creativity, to let people get their creative side outside so that they do not feel flooded by the bad things or negative things that are happening around them. Rather, they should enjoy the creative soul that is present inside them. When we started this Instagram, I didn't realize that I was someone who could even, talk to people that openly, or I could use social media to this in a such positive manner. Few months down the lane of having the Instagram account, we realized that, oh, we need a blog because people want to see our work going on blog. They want to see what we can create. And we had our blog in place. A few people came to us and said, wow, I love your blog. I love the videos you guys are doing. Can you please have a podcast? Because I would love to come talk to you. And I think the idea of podcast really snapped me initially because I was like, no, I can't really go talk to people because I don't know how a second person would react, especially knowing it's all going to be online. Not everyone's going to be as interested as you might want them to be. But I started podcasting and now I've recorded around 30 plus episodes.
Oh,
And each episode I go, I'm nervous. I'm as nervous as I was for my first episode, but I come back with so many new things learned. And I end the episodes on such high notes because I feel that I've gained something. And I think that is one thing that just kept me going. And then my mother came to me and said that if you are too much into, podcasting or graphic designing, you should make that as your career, because it is the need of the hour. You need to hit it right now. If not now, you're going to be too late. And then I realized that shall I come up with a business? Can I do it? Will people accept me as someone doing business? Because age matters a lot in India as of now. They think that, oh, ये हमसे छोटी है, ये हमें क्या सिखा सकती है, या मैं इसको क्यों दूं, मैं इससे बड़े वाले को क्यों नहीं दे सकता, जो बड़ा इंसान है वो ज्यादा बेटर कर पाएगा. So a lot of those ideas came to me, but my brother, who is again 4 years younger to me, he said,
Oh,
let's do it. And, let's try, we can do it. And we have the support of our mother, and she's there behind us as a backbone. We should just hit it. And then when we hit it, 2 days into the business, we already had a client. And we knew what, initially I didn't even know what was I doing. I was just like, okay, client was asking me something, I was designing, I was getting all things done, and I was giving it back. But after a few days, I realized that, okay, this is what it is. Business is not as easy as it seems. It is tough. You need to get up every day with that enthusiasm, and you need to sit the day through. Slowly and slowly, I realized, okay, it's going good, it's going good. There are hard days when I just feel like giving up. I'm just like, I cannot do it more. I cannot, you know do something. I can't sit in front of my laptop for another minute as well. But my mother keeps pushing me. My brother is there behind me saying, okay, you can do it. It's just a couple more hours. It's just a couple more minutes. You can do it. And I think that's how it just got me here. And podcasting, graphic designing, psychology, everything just mixed up. Maths. I got internationally certified for Vedic mathematics. Maths was my biggest fear of life. I failed my mathematics when I was in India. I remember my teachers actually climbing onto my mom and saying that, how can your daughter not do maths when you both parents are so good at mathematics and you have your own schools and everything? And my mom used to just stand there thinking that what is happening. And when lockdown happened, she pushed me for Vedic maths. I did it. And when I got certified, my mother just looked at me and said, I knew you could do it. You just needed that push. And I think all things combined with that push I kept getting from my mother and my brother. Now I am a Vedic maths trainer,
wow.
a podcaster, a graphic designer, a communicator, and let's see what else is there in store for me.
Oh, that's amazing. So you have achieved a lot in such a short time, I would say, and that too during the pandemic. So you have turned the adversity into an opportunity, and you have taken advantage of that. And you have also, I see that you have turned your passion into a kind of a profession for yourself. This is
Yes,
one thing
yes,
which is
sir.
which
Yes,
is
sir.
which is most of us, this thing is lacking. Yeah, either we are, for some reason or other, we are either doing something which we don't like, or at times we don't enjoy what we are doing. So I can see, like, I can see the energy around you says that you are actually having a great time doing what you are doing. And I
Yes,
think the credit also goes to your mother and your brother, who have really pushed you and or encouraged you to do what you want to do. So that's really amazing, Rajvi. So tell me a
thank you, sir.
little bit about your parents. What exactly are they doing in Yamuna?
My mother and my father both own preschools. They were into higher education earlier, but from 2015, 16, late 15, early 16, they are into preschools. And I saw my mother, she had her business in Bangalore, and now it's all over the country. When I was in Bangalore with her for a couple of years, I did realize, the hard work that goes behind every day, even to wake up and have that smile on your face to meet parents, even though you're broken inside or even though you're exhausted inside. It took a lot. And I did realize that, okay, is this how businesses, if I have to be like this in a business, I'm never entering businesses. That was my statement every time my mom said, you're going to become a businesswoman. I'm like, no, I cannot fake my expressions. If I'm feeling low, I'm feeling low. I'm not going to go out there and smile just because I have to. I cannot do that. And she's like, let the time come. You would also start doing that. I didn't realize this until now because there are days I'm broken inside or I'm just like too exhausted to get up. But I still, whenever some client calls me or is there some podcast I have to host or anything, I have to go up there with a smile, with full on energy that yes, I'm doing it. And I think when you keep pushing yourself to do that, you realize that what all you're capable of, because
Absolutely.
you're pushing that stone inside you that, okay, you're the negative stone that's making me fail. You go down, I have more to myself. I think that's what I keep doing. And my dad is again, he's a Vedic maths trainer. He's written books, and my mother is PhD. She's a child psychologist. That's where I get the psychology bit from, and she's again a great communicator. For me, my mother has always been that lady I looked up to because She was an amazing mother. She was managing home, she was managing business, she was managing kids, everything so perfectly. I was into boarding schools all my life. And I remember when we came back for vacations, my mom had this thing that, okay, you come for vacations, we will go on a trip or we will have family time no matter what. However busy day she has, she makes sure that at night before going to bed, she spends 40 minutes with us and she talks to us about our day, or she asks us, what were the low things in your day? What was the thing you enjoyed the most? And how do you want to do this tomorrow? Shall we do it in this way? And it's not that she's just throwing something out there and saying, you have to do this. She makes sure she keeps a balance what's between her opinions and between my wants, and she just gets a merge of two. And for me, I always jumped off, okay, if I want to do something in life, मुझे इस तरीके से करना है, दोनों चीजों का balance रख के. And that's basically my parents' history and what they do and how that came into me.
That is amazing. And I think these days, most of the children want this kind of a encouragement and involvement of your parents. Like there should not be too much of interference, and they should not be what I want you to do, you must do that only. You have to give the kind of a freedom to your children, and that way their inner capabilities and inner talent comes out automatically, and they also enjoy what they are doing. I think that is an amazing thing that your parents have done. So Rajvi, so what is the name of your podcast which you are doing?
I am currently recording under Astro Cognition's podcast, which is titled as Creative Minds.
Creative minds. Okay. So you share the link with me, then I'll include that in the description or box of the video.
Sure, sir.
People
Sure,
to
sir,
more
sure.
people to subscribe to your channel. Yeah, and you also
That will be
mentioned
amazing.
about Vedic maths. You're not you're also a Vedic maths trainer. So how are you enjoying that part for a person who did not like maths and so now you are training people in maths? How was
So
it?
honestly, when I first got the certificate, I was like, I didn't believe it.
Uh-huh.
Because when I started learning Vedic maths, I learned initially from my dad, then I took courses because my dad is also a Vedic maths trainer. And when my dad used to teach me, I used to actually I used to yawn because I used to be like, maths is so boring. Why am I even doing this? I don't need this in my life. But then my mom kept saying that, just do it, it's a new thing, learn it. And that was one thing she forced me for. She's like, you have to do this. I don't care. You don't like it, you have to do this. And I'm like, why do you even want me to do it? Maths is not my forte. I'm not going to do with anything with maths in my life. I want to get into psychology or biology. Maths comes nowhere. And she's like, just do it. That's the one thing, the only thing actually she's forced me ever. And when I got my certification, I was like, I just couldn't believe it. And my brother keeps teasing me till date, you're a certified Vedic maths trainer and this and this. And I'm like, I just couldn't realize that, okay, this has happened. And when I got my first batch to train, there were two boys and they were like, Didi, I was like, firstly, no one's going to call me ma'am because I'm just like barely 5, 6 years older to you. I don't want people calling me ma'am. एंड दे लाइक दीदी हमें मैथ्स अच्छा नहीं लगता, मैथ्स से डर लगता है, बट मम्मी ने इसमें हमें फोर्स कर दिया है, तो आप हमें ना प्लीज थोड़ा ही सिखाना, ज्यादा मत सिखाना क्योंकि हमें मैथ्स बिल्कुल नहीं अच्छा लगता. आई एम लाइक ठीक है, इट्स ओके, व्हाट विल डू इज विल डू हाफ हाफ, थोड़ी मस्ती थोड़ी पढ़ाई, बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स आई कांट इवन जस्ट लीव यू टू डू मस्ती. व्हाट
Absolutely.
माय if parents ask me what have you taught, I'll get literally my mom's going to be on my head, what have you taught? So I tried making a mixture, and then 30 days the classes ran. And when I finished the last class, I asked those two boys, I'm like, did you like the session? Did you like maths now? They're like, you've actually fallen in love with maths.
Oh.
Now maths isn't as scary as we thought it was. And I think that's the day I felt, wow, I've achieved something. From me being someone who hated maths to falling in love, not actually falling in love, but just to enjoy Vedic maths. And now people love maths because of me. I just felt that my dream box has been ticked. I've achieved that thing. I can go on to more. So I think that's all about Vedic maths from my end, because my mom kept insisting me, make videos on Vedic maths. And I was like, are you mad? Who's even gonna watch videos? Why videos? Like, who's gonna waste their phone time watching videos on Vedic maths? They would rather go watch a Netflix show. And my mom's like, just do it. You have to do it. And now when I meet people, they're like, we've seen your Vedic maths videos, they're amazing. I feel that sense of amazingness that, oh wow, people are actually seeing my videos. It's actually fun that, wow, I'm so famous, people are actually liking what I'm doing. So yeah.
So you have your own YouTube channel also.
Yes, I do have my own YouTube channel under the names of Rajvi Talks, but I haven't done much on it because I was still figuring out. And all these Vedic maths videos, I just put it out for my parents' YouTube account
Okay.
because I just thought that I was not interested in Vedic maths. I was like, I'm doing it for you, so you better put it onto your account. Until now, I realized, I'm like, Mom, I should have actually put them onto my account, not your account. She's like,
Absolutely.
you lost it, girl. You lost it then, but I mean, you still have all your lifetime to win it again. And I'm like, yes, I will do that.
Because if you had posted them on your YouTube channel, you would already have monetized your channel by now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, indeed, yes.
absolutely. That's great. So, but tell me, Rajvi, what exactly is the difference between Vedic maths and the normal maths? What is one unique thing about the Vedic maths which makes a person who hates math to fall in love or enjoy maths? I would rather say.
Vedic maths just makes everything easy.
Okay.
I mean, you see numbers from a different point of view. Like when I initially started doing Vedic maths, I didn't understand what it's doing to my brain. But when I finished my entire course, I was on the last day, I realized that now when I look at numbers, I'm not getting fear.
Mm.
I'm not getting feared looking at them. I'm actually enjoying them. I'm enjoying the tough numbers that are coming to me. I'm enjoying, the decimals, the squares, the cubes, everything. I'm having fun with them. So it makes you fall in love with numbers. There are easy tricks that you can do, and those tricks actually start sitting in your head.
Uh-huh.
Because anything that is easy, our brain just captures it. We humans are so stupid and so bad at this that जो easy मिलेगा ना वो पकड़ लेंगे. And Vedic maths ऐसा है, वो easy कर देता है इतना कि आपकी brain उस चीज को इतने अच्छे से पकड़ लेती है that you actually start hating the normal maths and you start falling in love with this method of maths. And then you realize that, yeah, I can use this in my school maths as well. Even though teachers say that, don't use Vedic maths because then ये होगा वो होगा, बट क्या हो रहा है, आपका ब्रेन अच्छा डेवलप हो रहा है, आप उसको करके आप जो क्वेश्चन 5 मिनट में सॉल्व करते थे शायद अब उसे आप 2.5 मिनट में सॉल्व करोगे, तो आपके पास
Absolutely.
2.5 मिनट बचेंगे टेस्ट को रिवाइज करने के लिए. And when I explained that to teachers, a lot of teachers actually said that yes, we can actually do this. So they said, will you want to come to our school and give the trainings? I'm like, okay, let the COVID go down. I'll come and give trainings because I
Yeah.
mean, you understand that teachers also understand कि okay, ऐसे नहीं ऐसे होना चाहिए. And there's no one to actually explain them कि यार वैदिक मैथ्स क्यों.
Yeah.
उन्हें ये पता है कि दैट इज द इजी फॉर्म ऑफ मैथ्स, बट उन्हें ये नहीं पता कि उसका हम आज के मैथ्स में क्या यूज कर सकते हैं. सो उसी को कंबाइन करके आई ट्राई टेलिंग देम दैट ऐसे यूज करोगे तो यहाँ पे आपको टाइम बचेगा, आप रिवाइज अच्छा कर पाओगे, आपको मार्क्स अच्छे मिलेंगे, आपका ब्रेन और यूज होगा. बिकॉज यू यूज मोर सेगमेंट्स ऑफ ब्रेन व्हेन यू आर डूइंग वैदिक मैथमेटिक्स बिकॉज you're looking at numbers from a different point of view. जब मैं ऐड कर रही हूँ मैं वही स्कूल मेथड की तरफ से नहीं देख रही हूँ, मैं 4 और मेथड्स की तरफ से देख रही हूँ. सो मैं अपना ब्रेन का जो बबल है उसे और खोलती जा रही हूँ. एंड आई थिंक दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे.
That's nice. That's great. So, like, I would say, like my generation, like when had we got Vedic maths when we were in school, the life would have been much different for us. And I think nowadays they're also including Vedic maths in the regular curriculum of the school
Yes
also.
sir.
Yeah. So that
Yes
that
sir,
is a good
Jaipur
thing for
government
students.
has already started it. Yes,
Okay. Oh,
Jaipur
that's
government
great.
has already started it. That was the first government I actually saw that had Vedic mathematics in their maths book and that insisted students on doing it. And now Haryana government is coming up with it. Punjab government wants to do it. So each government is realizing that it is important because our students have now especially because of the use of calculators, we've all restricted ourselves. And
Yes.
with Vedic mathematics or something like Vedic mathematics, we're again opening up ourselves. And it's very important to start opening up and allow more information to be shared.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, one was podcast, then second was your Vedic maths. Third, you also mentioned that you have started graphic designing also as one of your business. So, what exactly do you do as part of your graphic designing? How do you or where do you apply that?
So everything that goes on social media is a graphic design. your reel, right from your reels to your posts to your IGTVs, everything. Now, what people want to see is they want to see aesthetics.
Okay.
If I am recording a video, अगर मैं अपने कैमरा पे वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करती हूँ, मैं वही वीडियो पोस्ट कर देती हूँ, people are going to be like, यार इसमें इतनी भी अकल नहीं थी कि ये थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड रिमूव कर दे, थोड़ा सा फोटोज डाल दे, थोड़ा एलिमेंट्स डाल दे, कलर डाल दे कि वो और सुंदर लगे. दैट इज कॉल्ड ग्राफिक डिजाइनिंग. उसमें वो एलिमेंट्स डाल देना जिससे वो एक चीज सुंदर लगे. I remember when I got my first client, I asked her, I'm like, क्या चाहिए आपको? She's like, I just want my work to look good. I don't know, just do it, but I want the work to look good. I'm like, ma'am, why good? She's like, यार जो भी मेरे पास आता है ना, कहता है मैम आपका कंटेंट बहुत अच्छा है, पर आप उसे प्रेजेंट नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तो आपका अकाउंट बोरिंग लगता है. तो हमें वो अकाउंट बोरिंग से नहीं, अच्छा करना है. That is when my brother and I came up with Croppers. That is our business where we try and shape your personality online. So we understand that what colors do you like or what kind of person you are. And फिर जब हम graphics बनाते हैं, we try add an element of you in those graphics. Okay. So that it does not even look something totally out of the box. Like it should connect but look beautiful. We did polls, we asked a lot of people, we did a lot of interviews, we did a lot of things to understand what do you want to see on social media. If there's good content, bad aesthetic, would you go for that? Or is there bad content, good aesthetics, would you go for that? Or do you want a mixture of both? You won't believe, a lot of people said that good aesthetic, bad content would be okay. And there were 30% people who said mixture of both. And that's when I told my brother, I'm like, people have to realize that, okay, fine, aesthetics matter, but do they matter as much as your content? So we try and get a balance between both कि यार सुंदर भी लगना चाहिए account और content भी आपका उठ के आना चाहिए ताकि लोग कुछ miss out ना कर दें. Because if I as a viewer miss out something, I'm never going to come back to your account for the second time. But if you make an urge inside me, अगर आपकी सुबह 12 बजे पोस्ट जा रही है, एक दिन, 2 दिन, 3 दिन, 4 दिन, और मुझे आपकी पोस्ट पसंद आई है, 5वें दिन अगर आपकी 12 बजे पोस्ट नहीं गई तो मैं आपको मैसेज करूंगी, सर आपकी पोस्ट कहाँ गई? Because you would have hooked me up to your post, you would have hooked me up to your content, your aesthetics so much that I would actually be inside of you. Yeah. And I think that is what I aim with Croppers, that I want your audience to hook to you. I do not care about the numbers. The numbers are going to fluctuate every day, but I want genuine audience that hooks to you, that craves for your work कि हमें ये काम आना चाहिए, आपका काम दिखे, हमारा दिन तभी शुरू होता है या हमारा दिन खत्म उससे होता है. That is what I want. That is exactly what I aim for with Croppers.
That's great. That's great. And so, Rajvi, what are your future plans? Sooner or later, we will either get into absolute normal, or we may get into a new normal wherein we may have a hybrid situation. Even though now that the vaccine also come, people have started getting vaccinated. So if not this year, maybe next year, things would be definitely better. So what are your future plans? What are your future aspirations as to now? What you have achieved so far? How do you want to carry this forward as a legacy for yourself or for your viewers or for your audience? What
Sir,
is your...
honestly, I have no plans. I want to go with the flow.
Okay.
Whatever comes, I'll play it through with that, because I think if I start planning too much, I'm going to miss out on what I'm doing right now. If I plan for my future way too advanced, I'm going to miss out on what I have in store for me today. So yes, I know that whatever is going to come up to me, I'm going to try and I'm going to fit myself according to the situation, but I have no plans. Because podcasting was never part of my plan. Graphic design was never part of the plan. It came and I just worked according and it worked out for me. So I don't have plan, but I know whatever comes to me, I'll work my way through it.
Yeah, like they say, at times, no plan is also the best plan in life.
It is, sir, because plan hota na, wo kabhi hota nahi.
Absolutely.
A planned trip never happens. An unplanned trip always does. So I have stopped believing in the idea of planning something, honestly.
And Rajvi, one more thing, like even I also realized that when I started my journey into this, using the digital media and digital platform to learn the new systems. So somewhere or other, I realized that automatically there are certain creative sides of your personality is coming out which you were not actually aware of. Does it happen with you also?
Yes, sir. Honestly, when I started graphic design, I always told my partner that, you know what, you design the graphics, I can speak, I
Mm,
can write the content. And there was a week she said that, this week I'm pretty busy. Can you design? I said, are you sure it's going to look pathetic? She's like, try it. We can always change it. Try it. And I remember the first time I tried designing it, it was on Canva. So many ideas flooded inside my head. A new side of me actually came out because I didn't know that side of me existed. I didn't know I could design. I didn't know I could use colors so well or I could use music so well. It just kept coming out. A new personality of me came out. And now I know that when I'm designing or when I have something put out there, that is a total different me than what I was before. It's changed me for the betterment because now I look at myself, I look at person who's filled of colors, who
mm,
has music behind or who has things popping in popping out. It's full of life.
yeah.
So that the entire thing has changed, the dynamics have entirely changed now.
Oh, thank you. Amazing, amazing. And thank you, Rajvi. It was a, I would say, very insightful, very interesting, and a very amazing interaction with you. And I wish you all the very best. And in fact, I'll also want to become your client and learn a few things regarding graphic designing and creating podcasts and
Sure, sir.
to attract the audience, your target audience towards you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Ethan, and
Sure,
wish you
sir.
all the very
Sure,
best.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Bye. Take care.
Bye, bye, bye.